Stop aiming for $5 million. It is a retirement trap. You think that number guarantees absolute freedom, but for most high earners in tech, it actually guarantees another decade of golden handcuffs, stress, and misery. Let me explain why the finish line keeps moving. If you work in Silicon Valley, you know the drill. High salary, stock options, and a plan to exit the rat race early. But there is a silent epidemic among senior engineers and executives. It is called the 1 more year syndrome, and it is destroying your life. You set a goal of 3 million. You hit it. But then the market dips, or you hear about a colleague with 5 million, and suddenly 3 isn't enough. You convince yourself that just 1 more vesting cycle will make you safe. But safety is an illusion when the goalpost has wheels. This anxiety is fueled by a profound misunderstanding of risk. You are terrified of running out of money in your 80s, so you trade the prime years of your 40s to prevent a scenario that has a less than 1% chance of happening. You are over-insuring against poverty while completely ignoring the guaranteed cost of burnout. Most people try to solve this with spreadsheets. They model a 2% withdrawal rate, assuming hyperinflation and a total economic collapse. They build a fortress of cash so high they can't see the world outside it. But the problem isn't in the Excel sheet. The problem is in your head. But here's what nobody tells you about the math behind the panic. We are conditioned to believe safety comes from a hoard of cash, but true safety comes from flexibility. When you look at the actual spending data of retirees, it doesn't go up in a straight line. It goes down. The smile of spending shows that as you age, you naturally spend less. You are working yourself to the bone today to fund a jet-setting lifestyle for an 80-year-old version of you who just wants to sit in the garden and drink tea. Let's look at the numbers. If you have 2 million invested, a safe withdrawal rate of 4% gives you $80,000 a year. For many, that feels like poverty in the Bay Area. But if you leave the high-cost city, that $80,000 puts you in the top 1% of global earners. You don't need 5 million to be free. You need 5 million to maintain a status signal in a zip code that doesn't care about you. This brings us to the hardest part: identity. Who are you if you aren't a staff engineer at Google? Who are you without the badge, the campus, and the prestige? For many, the $5 million target isn't about money. It's about stalling. It is a delay tactic to avoid facing the void of a purposeless existence. We tie our self-worth to our net worth. The accumulation phase is addictive. Seeing the number go up releases dopamine. Switching from accumulation to decumulation, spending down your pot, feels like dying. It feels like losing score. But life isn't a video game. You don't win by having the highest score on the gravestone. The culture around you reinforces the trap. Your peers are buying vacation homes and upgrading to the Model X Plaid. If you step off the treadmill, you become an outsider. The fear isn't just about starving, it's about social irrelevance. It is the fear that if you stop earning, you stop mattering. So you stay. You endure the on-call rotations, the performance reviews, and the political infighting. You tell yourself it's for your family, but ask yourself, does your family want $5 million and an absent, stressed-out parent? Or do they want $2 million and your actual presence? Now, I know what you're thinking. What about healthcare? What about college tuition? What if the market crashes 50% tomorrow? These are valid fears, but they are managed risks, not existential threats. A market crash doesn't mean you go to zero. It means you adjust your spending for a year or two. Flexibility is the superpower of the early retiree. If the market tanks, you don't buy a new car that year. You travel to cheaper countries. You pick up a consulting gig. The idea that you must have a bulletproof pile of money that requires zero active management for 40 years is a fantasy that keeps you enslaved. But here's where it gets interesting. The cost of safety isn't just money, it is time. To go from 3 million to 5 million might take another 5 to 7 years of compounding and saving. Those are 5 years of optimal physical health you will never get back. You are trading time, your only non-renewable resource, for money. a renewable one. Think about the compounding of experiences. Hiking the Andes at 40 is different than hiking them at 60. Starting a passion project at 35 is different than starting it at 55. When you delay retirement for absolute safety, you are effectively shorting your own life expectancy. You are betting you will live forever. Let me tell you about Mark and Sarah. Mark is a director of engineering. He has 4.8 million. He checks his portfolio 5 times a day. He is miserable, on blood pressure medication, and terrified of a recession. He is waiting for the number. Sarah was a senior dev. She quit at 2.2 million. She moved to Portugal. She spends her days surfing, coding open source projects for fun, and learning Portuguese. She lives on 60,000 a year and saves the rest. Her portfolio has actually grown since she quit. Mark is trapped by a number. Sarah is liberated by a lifestyle. The difference isn't the bank account, it's the mindset. Sarah realized that enough is a decision, not a dollar amount. Mark is waiting for the world to give him permission to stop suffering. So, before this video ends, I want you to calculate your real enough number. Not the number to impress your parents or your peers. The number that buys your freedom. Stop moving the goalpost. Define the finish line. Cross it and never look back. If you are ready to escape the golden handcuffs, hit that subscribe button. Next week, we are breaking down the exact asset allocation you need to survive a recession without a paycheck. You don't want to miss it.